The whole entire world is reeling and grieving at the fact that Charlie Kirk was murdered in broad daylight, and just because he spoke up for truth. He spoke up for Israel. He spoke up. And we're just saddened, even in Israel, throughout Israel. We're talking about it here in the army, where he affected so many lives. Many thought he'd be the next president of the United States. And the fact that he was murdered like that, it's very hard time for us. And this war continues. I know that President Donald Trump, as he spoke, Vice President, as they spoke, Netanyahu, our Prime Minister, spoke. Around the world, people are realizing the importance of a voice, the importance of standing up. I'm so honored to be here with you guys for these 707 days, speaking up, as well as we understand the importance of defending your country. The fact that this shooter is at large still and was able to climb on these roofs. One shooter in similar fashion tried to execute the President of the United States, Donald Trump. And this was a political assassination. And so it's so important for the good shepherds to arise and shepherd and to stand up for what's right. I know that they're still searching, FBI is still searching for clues to find this shooter right now. And so there's a video of him jumping off the roof. And anyone with tips is urged to contact the FBI. Also, at the same time, we look at, yesterday was 9/11, a time of the greatest tragedy, the greatest terror attack in modern history, where Islamic terrorists committed the worst crime on American soil since the founding of the country, right? And it all comes down to bad teaching. How are people being taught? What are they being taught in Al-Qaeda, in ISIS, in Hamas, right? And we have to really, really keep our eyes open to this reality, to this truth. And you remember how Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda, how they carried out this attack, and how, there were forces who would love to carry out more attacks like this. It's a very harsh reality. And I remember how people were, how they spoke after America eliminated Osama bin Laden. Did they say, what a terrible thing has happened to Afghanistan or to Pakistan, where the Al-Qaeda ring were? No, they applauded that America stood up and took out terror. They should be applauding Israel. And our Prime Minister spoke to this yesterday on 9/11. And he said, the world should be applauding Israel for standing up for the very principles that founded their country and in protecting the West from being overrun. And they should say to Qatar and to all the countries that are harboring terrorists, good that they should expel these terrorists, bring them to justice, not harbor them, not further their cause, not share and enhance their voice, but enhance the voices of those who are speaking truth, like Charlie Kirk. We're still going through it ourselves, my friends. This Shabbat, we're going through it. Sirens are still sounding as missiles from the Ansar Allah, from the Houthi group occupying Yemen. They shouldn't be there. They should be removed, should be kicked out. But yet, it's so interesting that there are still those like Greta Thunberg who will go and do a selfie ship, do a flotilla, and charge Israel completely falsely about that flare that they shot that malfunctioned. And then they blamed us. They decided to blame Israel and say drones were being shot. Their ship was being shot by drones. You see how it is, and people lie, and people forward and enhance and bolster their lie. It's reckless. It's very reckless, And so right now, I'm telling you what, everybody's on these high level drills, high level preparations for what is to come to remove Hamas entirely. And as you see, food is going in so much to a level where they're leaving the food there. There's about 2 million people. Over 2 million tons of food has gone in. People are leaving the food there all the time. But you see what happens is, instead of applauding that, they attack GHF, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which is doing an amazing job. But they'll attack it. They'll try to discredit it because they know Hamas is finding it very, very hard to get food from there. They'd rather that they can go and Hamas can take those food trucks. So you see where people are coming from when they do this. It's evil. It's really, really evil. But this Shabbat, we're saying, will there be war with Iran again? Right now, they're saying they're willing to commit to agree to let the Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA to come in and check that they're not doing weapons grade. But I know we can't trust them. You know, you have Rafael Grossi signing this protocol to cooperate with the resuming the work of enhancing uranium for the purpose of not for missiles, not to obliterate Israel, which they swore to do, which they chant in every meeting of theirs to destroy America, destroy Israel. I hope they'll have a change of mind. I really hope. You know, will there be war with Egypt? There's many sources saying that there's mounting escalation on the horizon with Egypt, our neighbor in the south. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, standing strong for what you believe in, standing strong to defend your country is good. And it's right. You see what's going on with Russia and Poland. We don't know, but you have the Prime Minister confirming an operation where armed forces are engaging aerial targets. So, and they see these Shahid-type drones from Russia hitting 50 kilometers inside Poland. What's going on? I'll tell you what, Poland needs to be strong. The NATO needs to be strong in this time. North American Treaty Organization needs to be strong in this time. Wherever you are in the world, be strong. Be bold. Stand up before it's too late. You know what I mean? Joel chapter 3 gives a real picture. It says, "Behold, in those days and at that time, I will restore the fortunes of Judah and Jerusalem, but I will gather all the nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will enter into judgment." That's right there in Jerusalem. "I will enter into judgment with them there on behalf of my people and on behalf of my heritage Israel." It's talking about how they divided our land. So whatever we do, let's not fall, as nations, don't fall into the mistake of trying to divide land promised by the God of Israel to the stewardship of Israel. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you very much, Aliyah Return, for your donation. We had a great evening. Thank you very, very much, and Shana Tova.
Thank you.